I got buildings and we got streetcars and bicycles going on. I thought I want to try to fix blocks. Got all these old blocks that are broken down. They're vacant and they're gray and they're turned into one-way streets and there's thin sidewalks and there's no landscaping. And then I looked at all the rules. What's holding these blocks back? And I saw all these things like it costs $1,000 to put flowers in the sidewalk, $1,000 for shade awnings, $1,000 for cafe seating, and you can't put merchandise on the sidewalk. And people weren't allowed to gather, which really kills street life. And So obviously we weren't allowed to do anything that was worthwhile, so I thought, what if we took a weekend and we broke every law we possibly could, right? So we did. We broke them. We painted our own bike lanes. We had our own cafe seating. We had to reline the streets with historic lighting. We took the buildings that were vacant. We put our own coffee shops and flower shops and art galleries, and then we printed off all those rules that we were breaking, and we put them in the windows, and we invited the city out and said, surprise, welcome to your new block. And they're like, what are you? And this is completely illegal. But they're like, we don't know why we're doing all these things. We shouldn't. We do need to actually make better places. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that's going on. And what happened after that was really cool was, my little microphone's falling. Okay, there we go. The oil and cotton, one of the shops stayed. It was so well loved in our community. We just made this as a temporary art space. And now it's an anchor, and it does so well, and it teaches kids, and it creates street life there, and does all these amazing things. Okay. So it worked so well the first time we thought maybe that was a fluke. It was summer, it was spring, but people won't come outside in Dallas in summer, 100 degrees, that makes no sense. So we took another block of buildings that was gray and cold, and there was no sidewalks on one side and some sidewalks on another, and there's a pole with nothing on it, and there's just grayness, and just a lot of this is soul crushing, right? Right. And so we took that street, we brought in 42 trees and 100 bushes, right? And we went and took all those old pallets and we made our own cafe seating and decks. And we took those poles and we put bikes on them because we told people we were the bike part of town. We weren't, but we just told them that. It's amazing how that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And we painted our own crosswalks, and you're not supposed to do that. And we also had our own cafe seating outside, and people sat outside in 100-degree weather, even when you would think no one would ever come outside and linger. I had an older lady that was crying at a table, and I thought, oh gosh, she's dying of heat exhaustion. I've killed someone. This is really not going to look good. But I went up to her and I asked her, what can I do? Can I get you some water? And she looked up and she's crying. She said, the street looks like it did when I was a little girl. And so we knew that we were onto something. This is what we used to do, and we just stopped for some reason. Okay, people ask how we get the trees there. I'll just tell us real fast. They were supposed to go to a hotel in a fancy part of town, but they drove through Oak Cliffs, so we had to fall off the truck. Okay. All right, so real fast, and this is the pictures from the project. And it was cool. We got so many pictures of Photoshop renderings and all this AutoCAD of how cool the place could be. But this isn't AutoCAD. Those are real trees and real people and real bicycles and real crosswalks. And we took the same energy that people take to spend money in drawings and consultants, and we just did it together with a community with almost nothing.